You know, I spend a good portion of my time hanging out on the African continent. It can get very warm. Lumi Whole Body Deodorant has never let me down. Lumi is safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, underboobs, thigh folds, belly buttons, and more. Lumi was created by an OBGYN who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. So, that OBGYN created a product that is baking soda free, paraben free, and pH balanced for safe use below the belt. I only use it for pits, but technically Lumi can go almost anywhere. Lumi also comes in many scents. There's clean tangerine, my personal favorite, lavender sage, and also toasted coconut. I used to use that one all the time too, but I switched to lavender sage. Nothing personal, just wanted a new scent. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code RATCHET15 for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's code RATCHET15 at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi. What was your favorite childhood memory caught on film or videotape? Do you have an easy way to watch it and share with friends and family or to post it? Probably not. Lucky for you, we found a solution, Legacy Box. And now is the time to take advantage of their best sale of the year during their holiday sales event. Legacy Box is the most meaningful gift you can give this holiday season to family or even yourself. It's simple, safe, and has been trusted by millions, including me. And for a limited time, you can preserve your tapes, film, reels, and photos as low as $27, saving you hundreds. Hurry. Legacy Box's best sale of the year won't last long. Visit legacybox.com/ratchet for an unreal 65% off during the Legacy Box holiday sales event. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast. Shop Legacy Box's lowest prices of the year now at legacybox.com/ratchet. Buy your Legacy Box today. Send it when you're ready. Legacybox.com/ratchet. The holidays are here, and it's the perfect excuse to treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear from Honeylove. Don't start a new year wearing uncomfortable bras and shapewear. Say goodbye to uncomfortable underwire and bulky fabrics that trap heat. Honeylove's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire, but without sacrificing lift. As for their shapewear, Honeylove uses targeted compression technology, so you'll never feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. Shop Honeylove's holiday sale and save an additional 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/ratchet. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/ratchet. honeylove.com/ratchet to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. It's time to ditch the underwire for good. Thanks to Honeylove. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those who don't identify as either, you are listening to Ratchet and Respectable. Y'all, I went to a sound bath. It was a date, his idea. I've heard of a sound bath before. Just bopping around Bali, I would see signs for them. The first time I was in Bali, it was a big group trip. I remember some of the ladies on the trip were really excited about going to a sound bath. And they were just like, it's like meditation with sound. And I was like, I'm good. I'm going to go to a beach club. But he's really cute. He has like D'Angelo lips. So I said yes, because he's really cute. I'm shallow that way. We were the only people there. Like I got to this like gigantic warehouse in DC. When I get there, there's nobody in there. It's like these beautiful flowing curtains and this neo soul ambiance and like all this art everywhere. The woman was like, Demetria? I was like, hi. And she was like, I can take your coat for you. I was like, how do you know my name? And so she was like, oh, you named my date and said, she was like, he told me. And I was like, oh, I was like, where is everyone? And she was like, oh, it's just the two of you. And I was like, oh, okay. It was very Love Jones-esque. Like, I really felt like I was living in a 90s rom-com, like Love Jones specifically, but a little bit of She's Gotta Have It because of like the loft. It was giving like Nola Darling. It was great. My 20-year-old self would have been like so completely pleased. So we walked around and we like looked at art and commentated on art. And I had to like keep biting the inside of my cheeks because again, like I feel like I'm living in a 90s rom-com and it was just all too much for me. And he was like super cute. And then we like laid on blankets on the floor and did the sound bath, which the first 5 minutes I was just kind of laughing because I was like, this is like kind of ridiculous and I can't believe this is happening. And really, I feel like I'm in a 90s rom-com. I feel like I've been transported. But then I settled down and got into it and really like not focused. Focused is not the right word. Focused on blanking. And then it got really interesting. Like the sounds were stirring up memory of where I'd heard particular sounds before. So in one quick succession, I was like thinking of the Temptations' Silent Night and then the ancestral plane of Wakanda. That color stayed in my head the entire time, like that purple. Once I got locked in there, I just stayed there. And the sound bath leader, but I don't know if that's her technical title, but like let's go with that. She explained to me afterward like what the sounds and colors and things that I was feeling and seeing were, and I was like, oh, there was something else. My grandfather, when he was passing away, seeing angels, some other stuff, like deeper stuff, some of it a little dark, that I hadn't thought about in years. But I was just laying there listening. At first, I was like laying on my back with my knees up because that's like my comfort position. And then, like, without really even thinking about it, like I rolled over and was like in the fetal position and just like let my mind just like wander and go free. Like a ton of stuff came up. And I wish I had written it down afterward because I was like, oh, I should probably write about this. Like, this would be good for the book. Eh, I think I would do it again though. And then afterward, we sat on the floor and like the instructor gave us these cards that were turned over and you had to pick a card and they were cards of animals. So you pick a card. I got mouse. And then we had a book we could read about what the meaning of the animal was. I know this sounds crazy to some folks. Like, Demetria, girl, what? I'm not usually like this earthy. You know, I don't eat meat and I don't have a perm and I read a lot. So people sometimes think that I'm like, you know, a little earthier or a little deeper than I am. And I was like, well, you know, you fine. And you asking. So I'll say yes. It's not like, here, try crack. It's like, okay, we'll do a sound bath. It's also amazingly sensual. I wasn't expecting that part of it. I was like, oh, who knew? Maybe he knew. But after the sound bath and like, you know, the reading of the animal cards, we went to lunch. He was like, can I feed you now? And I was like, oh, y'all, do not do that thing that y'all do whenever I talk about going on a date. It was a nice date. He was a cute man. We had a nice time. Just leave it at that. Don't be trying to marry me off. I'm just telling you a little update about, you know, living. That's it. We went to a Mexican spot because he loves Mexican like I love Mexican. And then we talked for like hours at the Mexican spot. And then we left the Mexican spot and went to another restaurant to get dessert and then spent like another couple hours there. We ended up singing. We were sober. He was completely sober. Like I had a margarita at the Mexican restaurant. He doesn't drink like that. But we started singing and not even like to the soundtrack of the restaurant. And he was like, what is your favorite Christmas song? And I was like, I'm Black. And he was like, what does that mean? And I was like, all Black people have the same two favorite Christmas songs. Like it's either the Temptations' Silent Night or it's the other one. And he was like, what is the other one? And I was like, are we doing this? Are we really doing this? Relatively quickly, he figured out that it was Donny Hathaway's This Christmas. And then we began to sing it in the restaurant, like the whole first verse and a chorus. And I was like, I'll leave the rest of my thoughts after that alone. Really dope dude. Enjoyed his company. I felt like I was in a 90s rom-com. Like, you can't get any better than that for me. And we're never speaking of him again because I can't talk to y'all about me dating. It causes too much commotion. That's the update of my life since the last time we spoke. I did make it to the gym today. Didn't make it yesterday. I don't know why the scale is going up. And I was like, what? I don't understand. Like I've added an extra 45 minutes of cardio to my day every day and I'm mainlining water. I don't understand what's happening. Unfortunate, unfavorable, ungood. Very ungood. But I already feel like I look better in my clothes. This is why people be like, leave the scale alone, huh? It's never going to happen. Never. I travel with my scale. I'm like neurotic about it. Not the point. The point is, we have an update to last week's episode. I made an oopsie. I made a factual error. And it's very important that I correct it because ABC did the same thing and Trump's lawyers went after them to the tune of $15 million. I ain't got 15 million. Don't come for me. I was speaking about Trump and his legal woes, and I referred to him as being found liable for rape, which is in fact not accurate. Trump was accused of rape by E. Jean Carroll. She maintained that he raped her in a department store dressing room. And a jury in May 2023 found Trump liable for sexual abuse and for defamation, but not for rape. I just want to make that distinction. One of you sent me the article about ABC being sued. George Stephanopoulos did an interview and he referred to Trump as being liable for rape 10 times in the actual interviews. So it's a common mistake, not good for media where we're supposed to be getting the facts right. But Trump and them sued ABC and they ended up making a $15 million quote unquote donation to the Trump library to settle the lawsuit. And that happened December 14th. They also had to pay $1 million in legal fees to Trump's lawyer. And they're going to post a note on the website expressing regret over the claim. So just as a matter of clarity, I'm reading this on NPR.org now. Last year, Trump was found liable for sexually assaulting and defaming Carroll and was ordered to pay her $5 million. In January, he was found liable on additional defamation claims and ordered to pay Carroll $83.3 million. He is currently appealing both verdicts. I think that's translation. He ain't paid that woman a lick of money yet and probably ain't going to. Also, I think this is important to add, and I'm like, ABC's lawyers couldn't use this. The judge in the case, Lewis Kaplan, said that the jury's conclusion was that Carroll had failed to prove that Trump raped her, quote, within the narrow technical meaning of a particular section of the New York penal law. The judge, Kaplan, noted that the definition of rape was far narrower than how rape is defined in common modern parlance in some dictionaries, in some federal and state criminal statutes, and elsewhere. The judge said that the verdict did not mean that Carroll failed to prove that Mr. Trump raped her, as many people commonly understand rape. Indeed, the jury found that Mr. Trump, in fact, did exactly that. You can see why there's confusion. But technically, he was found liable for sexual abuse and defamation. I'm sure there are people who are like, why are we going through all this, D? Why did you just spend time for my precious episodes to meticulously go over this? Here's why. Trump has explicitly said, as of today, I'm reading a headline, it says, Donald Trump says he will sue content creators and influencers for defamation. I don't really consider myself an influencer, but I occasionally take influencer checks when sponsors are offering them. I don't be too high on the high horse. I'm like medium on the high horse. And there's nothing wrong with influencers. I just don't consider myself one. Like walking around like, oh, I'm an influencer. I influence people. Like, if you're influenced, great. But do I need to shout it? Like, if you want to call me that, that's fine. Am I going to call me that? Only when checks are being cut. Also, a bit of housekeeping. Hopefully this episode gets up on time because it's a little late right now. I released the dates for the Cape Town trip. I posted it on Instagram this morning. I know everybody who listens to the podcast doesn't follow on Instagram. Been told y'all probably want to follow me on social media. April 23rd to May 2nd are the dates for See Some Cape Town. It's 10 days in Cape Town. I figured it's a 15-hour flight from East America, so getting y'all over there for 7 days and being like, okay, y'all just got unjet lagged, so now you can go home, probably wouldn't bode very well. So 10 days in Cape Town. The itinerary, an epic adventure. It's wine, water, and whales. And if we're lucky, lions. Mountaintops, mountain ranges, and Mandela, not at the same time. There's a spa in Braids Day, being beat with a stick. Did I tell you that story about how the masseuse? I mean, I signed up for her to beat me with the stick. And then she did, in fact, beat me with a stick. It was a wooden stick. It kind of looked like a dildo, but like there was nothing like sexual about like the experience. But she like whole beat me like with a stick, and that shit hurt. But it felt so good afterward. Like I felt like a tender piece of meat, or like, you know how grandma with the big arm would like roll the dough the crust for the peach cobbler. You have to like roll the dough with the rolling pin. They rolled me too, but they also beat me. So it's optional. You don't have to do that. You could just do like the hammam. You could just do like a regular, shoulder, neck, back massage or a head massage. Optional. It's a really cute spa. I don't even know which actual spa it is. I gave Davita 3 options for my spas. You know how I feel about spas. One of them is where we going to. I was like, we'll chase sunsets, shop for decor. Me and Mom found this amazing, actually not even one, 3 of them, but these amazing places to get. They're like Pan-African art shops, beautiful elephant masks from Cameroon, or like these beautiful feathered headpieces, bed linen, statues, just anything. It is the most beautiful art. Like it's like you walk in and it's just stunning. Like decor, it's stunning. I love it. So we're going shopping there. We're also going shopping at the V&A because if you want to get luxury, it's actually cheaper in South Africa than it is in the States. It's priced cheaper overall. Plus there's that. So you get an additional 15% off. So Dior, Gucci, Louis, I think there's a Burberry store in the mall. If you want a little something, it's good to pick up. Oh, and then eat really, really well in gorgeous places. I have my set list of places that I absolutely love that have like beautiful decor. I love to see a good sunset while I'm eating. I love a good mountain range. I love to look at the beach. I love to be on a rooftop. I love to be out at a vineyard. All of my favorite places, like it's 10 days. That's where we're headed. This trip goes on sale tomorrow, December 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only place I'm posting the link is in my bio on my Instagram page. So if you're not following, again, at Demetria L. Lucas on Instagram, you can purchase the trip there. The trips usually sell out in about 4 minutes. I'm dead serious. Also, a heads up, like if you were looking for like a what is it called? Like a budget trip. It's not a budget trip. The stuff that I post tends to cost a little coin. That's what we're doing. It's a luxury excursion. I would love to have you join me. Go on to my Instagram page, log on to the site, and hopefully I will see you in South Africa. I spend a good portion of my time hanging out on the African continent. It can get very warm. Lumi Whole Body Deodorant has never let me down. Lumi is safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, underboobs, thigh folds, belly buttons, and more. Lumi was created by an OBGYN who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. So that OBGYN created a product that is baking soda free, paraben free, and pH balanced for safe use below the belt. I only use it for pits, but technically Lumi can go almost anywhere. Lumi comes with many options. There's a solid deodorant stick. There's also a sweat control deodorant with 72-hour odor and sweat control for pits, privates, and beyond. And there's a spray deodorant. It's aluminum free and ideal for hard to reach places. Lumi also comes in many scents. There's clean tangerine, my personal favorite, lavender sage, and also toasted coconut. I used to use that one all the time too, but I switched to lavender sage. Nothing personal, just wanted a new scent. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code RATCHET15 for 15% off your first purchase at lumideodorant.com. That's code RATCHET15 at LUMEDEODORANT.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How do you stay cozy during the winter months? For some, it's wrapping up in a blanket with a mug of hot chocolate, or watching a movie with family is the best way to spend the month of December. Therapy is also a great way to bring yourself some comfort that never goes away, even when the season changes. You listen to this show, so you know that I am a huge advocate for therapy. I think everyone should have some, especially the people that think they don't need it. You, my friend, probably need it the most. And don't wait until there's a crisis to go to a therapist. Go to a therapist to help you avoid the crisis. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I love how easy BetterHelp makes it to access professional counseling. Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/ratchet today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ratchet. We're going to talk about some young people business today. Young to me. Baby Chloe Bailey, she's 26 years old. I acknowledge her grown womanness at 26. I also baby Chloe Bailey. You know how I be like sometimes, like, don't call me auntie. Do not call me auntie. 35-year-old women be wanting to call me auntie. And I be like, no, I'm big sis to you. I'm still big cousin. Thanks. But Chloe, 26, she's under 30. Niece Chloe. Niece Chloe popped up yesterday over the weekend, gallivanting around Nigeria with the African giant, aka Burna Boy. They look sexy. The paparazzi over there is insane. They got the cameras all up in her face. But she was leaving the airport and she had, I don't know how many roses that is. I've only been given 3 dozen roses at the time. That's my max number of roses, 36. That was more than 36 roses. Like at minimum, I would say that was 6 dozen roses, but it could have been a dozen. It was a whole lot of beautiful roses, just a bountiful bouquet. And I was like, I love that for her. And then later she was riding around. I think every fancy car is a Lambo. I don't know what kind of car that was, but it was sexy and it was expensive and she looked hot in it. And I was like, yes, I like her being spoiled. So she and Burna were out, like the first round of pictures that came out. People were like, well, maybe they're just friends. Maybe they're shooting a video. Like just because she's over there doesn't mean she's dating Burna. Then another round of pictures came out. He was standing there. He had his hand on her leg and he was walking her into the club and they were holding hands. And people were like, well, I mean, that's just a split moment. You know, he's probably holding her hand to get through the club to make sure she can get in safely. And then, you know, his hand on her leg, like that could mean anything. People deeply fantasize about Burna Boy. Like they do not want him with anyone else. And I was like, I understand. This is how I used to feel about Michael Ealy. It took me like 5 years to accept he was married. Remember Idris and Sabrina when they first got married? And we were like, how could he? How could he marry somebody? How could he not marry us? And then Sabrina was like, no, it's fine. It's our husband. It's okay. Like, I only get to do him, but everything else, our husband. We were like, okay, yes, Sabrina. Yes, you understand us. But people feel very strongly about Burna Boy being there, like their actual man in their head. I get it. But then, like, the third set of pictures came about, and I was like, oh, they're clearly together. Like, she's wearing his chain. She's dancing with him off beat at the club. And I was like, both of y'all have exceptional rhythm. I've seen Burna in concert. He headlines Afrochella. Is it Afrofuture now? I stood on a table in a VIP that wasn't mine. I was drunk as shit because Burna Boy was performing and some very nice woman behind me tapped me. I was recording. I was watching the concert and the woman tapped me again. She was like, sis. I was like, hey, what's up? And she said, push record. I was just holding up the phone, drunk. I got last though. Last. Now everybody go to breakfast. I love Burna. I love Chloe. People are like, little Chloe don't know what she getting herself into, fucking around with his Nigerian ass. Everybody I personally know from Nigeria, I mean, they're friends. I love them. Nigerians have the worst stereotypes worldwide. It's almost as bad as Black Americans. But like people are like, oh, keep Chloe away from him. He's too much for her. Chloe don't know what she's doing. And I was like, Chloe about to find out. Good for her. She was drunk in the club, dancing off beat. And I was like, we know the girl got rhythm. We done seen her dance at every award show. She can dance. She does have rhythm. She was just off beat, bopping back and forth, hanging on him. I think he was standing on something and she was all leaned into him, all staring into his eyes, up in his face. And I said, oh, he knocking the Mario coins out of that baby. Good for Chloe. Been a little coin, getting a little spoiled, having a vacation with the hot, sexy man friend. You only live once. Enjoy, young Chloe. Enjoy. Burna is fine. He's like solid muscle. And he ain't no what Papoose call that other boy. He ain't no chump. He's like the top artist in his game. He's like the Beyonce of Afrobeats. He sells out gigantic arenas. It's like in America. Yeah, I like Burna. Chloe. I like this adventure. He spoils his ladies. He bought what's the girl? Stefan? Did he buy her a Rolls Royce or a Maybach? One of those. Must be a Rolls Royce because Maybach's got discontinued. It was like last year, I think. I think he bought a Rolls Royce. They were together and he made Last about her. I hope Chloe know he gonna make music about her if they break up. It's just, he's like Taylor Swift in that way. Or like most people who actually write their own songs. They write about their lives. Mm, he's generous. We like a generous man. Also in good black news this week, I think two sexy black people dating is good black news. I'm reading on Rolling Stone. It says Beyonce has shattered another recording record. The Recording Industry Association of America announced Tuesday that Beyonce has received the most certified titles for a female artist with 103 titles. It also notes the 32-time Grammy-winning artist albums Renaissance and Cowboy Carter have each reached platinum status. So good for her. I'm scrolling down. Okay, Beyonce's seventh and eighth albums. I don't know why I thought Beyonce had more albums than that. I mean, I'm not saying that as more hate. I just thought she had like, more albums. Oh, because I'm thinking of Destiny's Child albums. I was like, only 8? Quote unquote, only 8? Lauryn Hill got one studio album. That was an unnecessary stray. Not even a stray. It's a great album. She is still performing and earning money off that one album. No hate, none whatsoever. Album changed my life. Okay, Renaissance Cowboy Carter reached platinum status with songs such as Texas Hold'em, which went 2 times platinum. Singles including Lemonade, Sorry, 7-Eleven, Best Thing I Never Had have all reached 4 times platinum, whereas anthems like Single Ladies and Halo have both reached 11 times platinum status. I knew Single Ladies was like a cultural phenomenon. I didn't realize Halo was. Halo went 11 times platinum? And it also notes again here, ahead of the 2025 Grammys, Beyonce earned 11 nominations for Cowboy Carter, clutching nods in several categories, including Album of the Year, Best Country Album. When the whole country awards didn't even give her one nomination. I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go. And Record of the Year for Texas Hold'em. That's not even the best song on the album. I think Cowboy Carter might be my favorite Beyonce album. I haven't listened to it in a while. I used to listen to it when I was working out. I walked the promenade in South Africa, or Cape Town specifically. I would listen to that album nonstop. Oh, I finally listened to the Glorilla album. I told y'all I need to either work out or listen to it in my truck, and I didn't have either one with me when I was overseas. Like I played it as background, but I didn't really get into it. But I listened to it on the treadmill today, and I was like, oh, I totally get it. It's all old school beats. It's her talking shit over old school beats. Also in good black news, Lil Wayne clarifies, I'm reading this on Baller Alert, there's no issue between him and Kendrick Lamar. Wayne says they've spoken about the Super Bowl halftime gig, and Wayne told him he better kill it. Good. This is what I like to hear. Wayne took Kendrick performing super personally. He put up a video saying like he cried about it because he wasn't selected. I asked very genuinely, like, were you promised this job? Like, did someone tell you you had this job, or you just assume you got it because you're from New Orleans and the Super Bowl is there? That whole thing was weird. And Kendrick addressed it in one of his new songs. He was like, I guess I let Wayne down by being selected. I mean, he said it more poetically than that, but essentially that. I hope that chapter has come to a close. Also, Kendrick is smart as shit. He's doing a Super Bowl. He's already announced his upcoming tour for 2025, and he dropped a new album. One of my good friends, she always asks people, she's like, what is the point of sale? Because, they don't get paid for doing the Super Bowl. It's just like a massive publicity thing. So it's like, okay, you're doing it, but like, what are you getting out of it? Like, you want to be famous for famous sake? You want streams, which you basically get no money on, or you want people to go buy your shit. It's like you selling merch, you going on tour, because that's where folks make money. Is there merchandise? I don't know. If there is, I will go buy something. I really do like Kendrick. I want to like buy into the brand in some way. The tour, I could. I saw him in Rwanda. It was absolutely amazing. He's a great performer. I don't know that I need to see it again though. It's very artistic. It's not just, rapper pacing around on stage spitting with backup dancers. But Chris Brown, speaking of concerts, he did 2 sold out shows in Johannesburg, which is a really, really big deal when I was there. Chris Brown sold out the J&B Stadium, which I think is where they also do like soccer. Soccer rules in every country but ours. So they have like these gigantic stadiums. 97,000 packed into a stadium. I'm telling you this information. There are people who are gigantic Chris Brown fans. Still, even after like surviving Chris Brown, even after Carucci, like there's still, I'm just telling you. The man did an American tour that sold out every night too. I'm just telling you what happened. 97,000 people on 2 nights went to see Chris Brown in Johannesburg. I think he's also performing in Brazil. Wherever he's performing in Brazil, I want to say it's like another 100,000. Is he doing or did he already do it in Brazil? Hold on. December 21st and 22nd, he's in Sao Paulo. It says after 14 years, Chris Brown returns to Brazil. I think that's like another 100,000 too. So like just in this month alone, he's going to do 4 concerts on 2 different continents in front of 400,000 people. What I saw in South Africa, that's a big ass stadium too. He was up there like, remember Beyonce and Renaissance? At the end of the show, she was up there on that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse. Look at that horse. She was up there flying around. Chris Brown ain't on no horse. He just up there with a harness, just flying around, dancing in the air on top of 100,000 people. However you feel about Chris Brown, masterful performer. I only saw him when he was super, super young, like before, the thing. When he was still like, the spokesperson for Wrigley's Gum and was singing in This Christmas, which I watch faithfully every year. I think I've watched it 3 times since I've been back. It's only been 2 weeks. Baby Chris Brown, let's leave it alone. Is there anything else? And not so good news. I didn't really think this was actually going to happen. I remember people talking about it, but now it's like the deadline is looming closer, like it's coming up again. TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I mean, I have an account, but I don't post to it. I just have it so I can like watch other people's shit on TikTok. TikTok is allegedly going to be banned in the United States as of January 19th. I'm reading this on USA Today. President Biden, this wasn't a good look, Joe. You shouldn't have done this. President Biden passed legislation this spring, as in 2024 spring, that would ban the distribution of TikTok in the U.S. if their parent company, ByteDance, doesn't sell it before January 19th. For obvious reasons, they try not to do that. It's a moneymaker. A federal appeals court backed the legislation on December 6th. TikTok and ByteDance filed an emergency injunction on December 9th, asking the Supreme Court to review legislation before January. The same federal appeals court denied the platform's emergency injunction on December 13th. So what's that, like Friday? Again, I don't use TikTok for various reasons, but when I was trying to get information on fibroids and my surgery and post-surgery and types of surgeries and all of that information, TikTok is where I found the most comprehensive information, like real stories from real people, real pictures, real video about their experiences and what their doctors told them, what options they chose, why they chose. Obviously, I followed up the information that I found with an actual doctor. Wasn't taking medical advice from TikTok, but like things about like what to expect in week 1, what to expect in week 2. I think we talked about my fibroid journey on a previous episode. And I said that there was like plenty of websites about like, what is a fibroid? Here are these different type of surgeries that people have for them, but not really going into like the pros and cons of each one of them or the experience. Cause I told you, I was like, I just want to know, like, can I walk like week 1? How far can I walk? Like what exercises do I need to do? That was another reason I was on TikTok. Like my doctor told me like, okay, you can lift this amount of weight now. She didn't tell me exactly what exercises I can and cannot do other than to avoid old school crunches. She's like, you can do other stomach exercises, but just specifically stay away from crunches. Like I can plank, but no crunches. I'm like, okay. So I've been doing these like stand up crunches, like with the dumbbell. Some exercise I saw on TikTok, which works. It's been a week and I can't see a difference, but I can feel one in my core. Even using like these baby weights. I picked up 8 pounds today. I was so proud of myself. It's week 2. And I feel super bad for all the creators. Like, I know people who make money in the thousands off TikTok. And I was like, to lose that revenue stream, like you're making a few extra $1,000 a month. Like, that's good money. That's enough money to write home about, shake a stick at about. Folks invested good time making good quality content. And, here it is coming to an end. I really didn't believe it was going to happen, but here we are. I can't even womp that out of respect. I think TikTok can be a great resource for a lot of things. I know a lot of people use it to plan their vacations. I still use Pinterest for that. I like to create the little boards and whatnot. It works, clearly. Clearly, it works. Or Instagram. You can still make financial progress during the holidays with the Chime Secured Credit Builder Visa Credit Card. Start building credit with your holiday purchases and regular on-time payments, all with no annual fees, interest, or credit check at chime.com/ratchet. There are so many potential benefits to having a higher credit score, especially during the holidays, and especially if you have big plans like family vacations or unexpected holiday expenses, or maybe you want to buy a car or a home. A high credit score is always a benefit. Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card comes with no annual fees, interest, or credit check to apply, and you can use it everywhere Visa credit cards are accepted. I love that Chime helps you build credit using your own money. Turn your holiday purchases into steps toward your financial goals with Chime Secure Credit Card. Get started today at chime.com/ratchet. That's chime.com/ratchet. Chime feels like progress. The Chime Credit Builder Visa Credit Card is issued by the Bancorp Bank North America or Stride Bank North America. Chime checking account and qualifying direct deposit required to apply. Late payment may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and OTC advance fees may apply. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. The holidays are here, and it's the perfect excuse to treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear from Honeylove. Don't start a new year wearing uncomfortable bras and shapewear. Say goodbye to uncomfortable underwire and bulky fabrics that trap heat. Honeylove's bras feature supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire, but without sacrificing lift. As for their shapewear, Honeylove uses targeted compression technology, so you'll never feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. I swear by Honeylove's best-selling Superpower short. I love it. Their Signature X targets and sculpts your midsection, but without squeezing your natural curves. Plus, the best part, it won't ever roll up or down thanks to flexible boning hidden in the side seams. Treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market. Shop Honeylove's holiday sale and save an additional 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/ratchet. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/ratchet. honeylove.com/ratchet to find your perfect fit. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. It's time to ditch the underwire for good, thanks to Honeylove. What was your favorite childhood memory caught on film or videotape? Do you have an easy way to watch it and share with friends and family, or to post it? Probably not. Lucky for you, we found a solution: Legacy Box. And now is the time to take advantage of their best sale of the year during their holiday sales event. Legacy Box is the most meaningful gift you can give this holiday season to family or even yourself. It's simple, safe, and has been trusted by millions, including me. And for a limited time, you can preserve your tapes, film, reels, and photos as low as $27, saving you hundreds. I got the idea to do Legacy Box when I was looking for old pictures of my parents. I wanted to do one of those videos where you showcase your parent now and then talk about how they used to break hearts back in the day. I'm digging through boxes in the basement and I was like, there's got to be an easier way to do this. Legacy Box is a simple and safe way to digitize your treasured videotapes, film reels, and photos. And they've helped over 1 million families do just that. Not to mention, everything is done by hand right here in the US. Convert your media to digital copies that will always be protected from floods, mold, or even the decay of time. The process is so easy. Send in your legacy box filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, and pictures. Their team professionally digitizes everything by hand in the USA, and you'll get it back on the cloud or thumb drive along with your originals. Legacy Box is the world's largest digitizer. They've helped over 1 million families relive their favorite memories. Hurry! Legacy Box's best sale of the year won't last long. Visit legacybox.com/ratchet for an unreal 65% off during the Legacy Box holiday sales event. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast. Shop Legacy Box's lowest prices of the year now at legacybox.com/ratchet. Buy your Legacy Box today. Send it when you're ready. Legacybox.com/ratchet. What y'all doing to Travis Hunter's girlfriend is wrong. It's wrong. She's 23 years old, y'all. Travis Hunter just won the Heisman Trophy. I had never heard his name until last week. I wasn't paying no attention to this story. I was on Threads. I saw this black woman I follow, and she said something like, Travis Hunter's fight is not our fight. Like, stand down. And I was like, the Heisman dude? Like, what are we fighting over? So quickly did a Google search. See that there's all this kerfluffle about him and the girlfriend. I see a picture of the girlfriend. I just assumed she was white. They saying she's a gold digger. Like, I don't care. You want to go get a white chick? Good for you. I don't care if folks want to play in the snow, play in the carne asada. I'm fine with that. I only take issue when you start dogging black women. Tyrese dates and marries black women and stay dogging black women. Like, you hear me drag Tyrese. You don't hear me drag black men just because, they date or marry white people. It's non-factor to me. I saw that there was an issue that he was having with his girlfriend, thought she was white. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is why, stand down. So I'm walking through the living room and my dad says something about Travis Hunter. And he's like, yeah, he was like, the boy won the Heisman. Sometimes I feel like he needs a son because he wants to talk to me about football. And I'm like, I don't care. I try to entertain him. He's like the only man in the house. I don't want him to feel left out. I don't want to feel like, like his hobbies and likes aren't appreciated by the home. I said, is that the guy with the white girlfriend? And my father was offended. He was like, she ain't white. I said, the hell she not? He said she went to Jackson State. She not white. And I said, Jackson State can have white people. He was like, they could, but she not white. I went and took another look at her and I found her name. Then I Googled to see what her mama looked like. It came up on TikTok. Her mama is blackity black. Her mama and her grandma, double black. She black. Her father, she posted a video. I couldn't figure out if her father was Mexican or Filipino. He's of the brown persuasion, but she black. Biracial with a black mama, black. I was like, Kamala's mama was Indian, but she was raised in Oakland and went to a HBCU and pledged a black sorority, black. The girl is black. She's also 23 years old, and she's getting her ass whooped online for no good reason. Here are her 3 biggest quote-unquote offenses. It came to a dull roar at the Heisman ceremony. Travis Hunter gets named as the Heisman winner. Deion Sanders, the boy's mom, Travis Hunter's mom, and I'm saying girlfriend, this is incorrect, Fiancée. Put some respect on her title. Beyonce are all sitting, and then his name gets called. Deion Sanders immediately stands up. The mom and the girlfriend remain sitting, and then the mom stands up. Deion Sanders, it looks like he's tapped her and told her to stand up. She has a different version of events. He didn't tell me stand up. He said, go get your man. Something like that. So he makes a gesture towards her. She stands. Travis comes over to her. He hugs her. People say that the girlfriend is acting like a petulant child. She's acting like she's not supportive. She's acting like she don't like him. She's acting like she don't want to be there. And I'm like, y'all got all that because the girl didn't stand up fast enough? Are you serious right now? And they're like, you got to see it in context and meet your context. Because you don't follow sports. You don't watch sports. You don't get it. Is sports like the only place that like y'all call women gold diggers? Or there's like a preponderance of black men dating, she's not white, ethnically ambiguous women? Like what? Did you see like the other video where like he's like signing autographs or something or taking pictures and she's also acting like a petulant child? Then she's saying something about like, what do you want me to do? Just sit here? And I was like, okay, maybe they've been sitting there all day. Y'all ain't never been out with somebody and they just can't leave? Like you said, okay, we leaving at 3, but it's like 4:30 and you ready to go. You want to do some other shit. You hungry? Nobody's fed you. Like this has never happened to you. You've never been aggy. And I was like, I don't see that as like petulant child. I see that as like maybe she need a fucking Snickers. Like, is this a reason that their relationship shouldn't last and she's a gold digger and she's not right for him? And they were like, D, you don't know the whole story. And I said, well, what's the whole story? And they were like, well, D, did you see like she did an interview and she said that like when she first met him, he wasn't her type. And I was like, okay, people say that about their partners all the time. Like people say that about folks they've been married to for 20, 30, and 40 years. Like I met him, he wasn't my type. I ain't even like him. I was on the phone with my girl last night and she's telling me about a man that she's dating. He's like her friend's brother. She said, when I first met him, I hated him. I thought he was awful. I thought he was arrogant. Like, get thee away from me. And she was like, fast forward 2 years, he said some slick shit. And she was like, a word? Now they're trying to figure out what city they want to move to together. I was like, that's not enough for me. Not the way y'all going in on this girl. Now you tell me she was in like some other nigga's DMs, like it was like a Remy and Papoose situation. She's supposed to be with him and she out here taking holiday pictures with another nigga. Then go in. I understand. But I was like, because the girl needed a Snickers from the version of events that the world is interpreting, which the girl explained herself. And she was like, y'all actually have it all wrong. You're not understanding what happened. She did a video breaking it down and responding. And then people were even more mad that she responded. I was like, you telling the girl that she ain't shit, and then her man should break off an engagement with her because she's a gold digger, and then you're mad that she actually responds to her. She should just sit there and look pretty and be silent. And this is women saying this shit. And I was like, really? Like, are we really trying to silence like another woman? Like, it's probably the best course of action because you can't fight the whole fucking internet. But their reasoning isn't like, well, you can't fight the internet, so girl, like you can't win this fight. It wasn't that. That's my argument. But it was like, well, no, she just needs to like shut up and look pretty and she needs to be supporting her man and she should know how to behave in front of the media. She should know that people are watching. She should know this. She should know that. She should know this. And I was like, at 23? I thought she was 21. People were like, no, she's 23. She's a couple years older than Travis. And I was like, okay, but at 23? I wrote about it on Threads. This is when I still thought she was 21. But I say the same thing about a 23-year-old. It's young enough to be my kid. 23 is a child. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know every social grace. You don't know what to do in every situation. I'm in my mid 40s. I don't know what to do in every situation. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know. I need my mom. What I'm supposed to do right now? I don't know. It's not even like an age thing. It's like a human thing. But like, she didn't know whether or not to stand. Her version of events is Travis was coming over. Dion stood. The mama was about to stand, but the mama didn't stand. She was like, I was about to go up, but then she didn't go up. So I stayed down. Then she went up and I was like, wait, do I stand? Do I not stand? Like, he's coming over here. Does he come to me first? Does he come to mama first? Some people criticize that he hugged her before he hugged his mom. I was like, one, she's his fiance. Leave and cleave. You can't complain that men are mama's boys and then a man got a whole fiance and he's not acknowledging her. I mean, technically she's not a wife yet, but it was a hug. He hugged her and then he quickly moved on to mom. But she was like, they gave us assigned seats. Like I was the first point of contact. Like, so when I did stand, he hugged me first because I was the first person he got to. Like, is it that serious? Apparently for a lot of people it is. The video that people are saying that she was like, well, what do you want me to do? Sit here then? She was like, I wasn't being like annoyed or petulant about the whole thing. She also said the people he was taking pictures with were not fans. She said we were hanging out with advertisers at that point. She was like, all of our family was there, his family, my family. And she was like, I was asking him, what do you want me to do? Because everybody's here. Some people want to go back to the hotel. Some people want to get something to eat. Some people want to hang out and chill. Me asking you, what do you want me to do in this situation? Like, you want me to chill with you? You want me to go take your family back to the hotel? What is it that you would want? She was like, I'm giving you context. Like, that's what I was asking him. She said of saying that he wasn't her type, she actually could have cleared this up real easy. She said when he first reached out to me, he slid into her DMs and she was like, I didn't respond because he had like another woman listed in his profile on whatever platform he DM'd her from. And she was like, oh, he's in something. She was like, I don't mess with men in relationships. Like, I'm a girl's girl. I honor codes. So I didn't pay him no mind. She also could have easily said, like, when I met him, he was still in high school and I'd already graduated. Or like, I don't know, I didn't really want to date an athlete. She said she didn't know he was like some big athlete at the time, which kind of fair. He's a high school athlete. And people be like, well, you must have known he was going somewhere because he was an athlete in high school. Do you know how many people be like the captain of their football team in high school and can't even get into a D2 school? And even if they get into a D1 school, ride the bench the whole time? That is no guarantee, madam. I know that much about sports. Y'all just don't want to like this girl. A lot of y'all because y'all think she's white. Or the ethnic ambiguity thing, even if you acknowledge that she's of color. Because when I was defending her on Threads, a couple people were like, would you be going this hard for her if she wasn't light skinned, if she was like a dark brown skinned woman? Yeah. I also don't think every pretty girl is a gold digger. Now, could she be one? Could be. But the stuff that y'all telling me about like why he needs to leave this woman, why they need to break off this engagement, other than the fact that they like young as fuck, but okay. No, because she didn't stand up fast enough, because she appeared to be aggy, hungry, whatever. And I was like, am I the only person that ever be aggy in a relationship? Ever been with somebody who's aggy in a relationship? Whoever like ready to go and the other person they ready to go and you like, God damn, can we go? Like, are you kidding me right now? And expecting this girl to know all these social graces at 23. Like, I don't know how y'all lived y'all lives at 23. Like, y'all made excellent decisions and y'all were full grown adults and you always did the right thing and you were always book smart, street smart, professional smart. Like, you always knew what to do. You're just like some super fucking human. Big fucking kudos to you. I can't relate. I make mistakes. Like, be for real, people. Be for real. She made a whole video trying to defend herself. And he defended her. What did he say? Let me pull it up. Something like, when she hurts, I hurt. Ain't nobody talking about his Heisman. It was just sad because it's a really big accomplishment. Everybody talking about his girlfriend. Like, she's trying to steal the spotlight. The girl who didn't stand up on time is trying to steal the spotlight. Travis Hunter, Beyonce, Leanna Lene. I don't think I actually said her name the whole time. Leanna Lene. Reading this on Yahoo Sports. He said he appeared on the streaming platform Twitch. This is talking about Lene's TikTok video, the one I just described to you. He said it was 8 minutes long. Did I really watch 8 minutes of a video? I guess I did. I watched the whole thing. She said, quote, I'm tired emotionally and mentally of seeing people try to make me out to be a person that I'm not. And she said, it's making me so mad because anyone who knows me knows I support Travis in every win and everything he does because I truly love that man. It says Hunter appeared on the streaming platform Twitch on Monday. He said she was crying herself to sleep over the comments made by internet users. And he said, you know to hurt when you just cry yourself to sleep. He warned the clickbait pages. He said, you better stop posting content that alleges issues in our relationship or something's bad is going to happen. And he said of his fiance, he says, I know what I got. I know my girl. My girl's been with me for 5 years. Y'all are just now starting to talk about me and just now starting to be with me. Come on, man. Good for them. I wish them the best. They're 21 and 23. They're extremely young to have a high profile relationship. I mean, it's hard at any age, but they're extremely young and they're still just figuring out life. Like, people keep being like, oh, they're 21 and 23. They are adults. They're adults. They're adults. I mean, they are adults. They're extremely young adults who don't have enough experience to actually know shit. They just haven't lived long enough. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. They're just young. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not deriding being young. I'm just saying there's a lot that you don't know. And people piling on them, her specifically, it makes what's already a tough situation even tougher. I didn't know his name last week because I don't follow football, but now he's won the Heisman and he's crossed over from just being a conversation in football to now being a big name in culture. Like, that's a lot for anybody at any age, but at 21, you got like your professional stuff, your sports stuff, and then also you got like your relationship being scrutinized. And also, like let's go with people's understanding that he's an adult, he's a smart person, he gets it, he understands everything. What he also understands is the subcontext of why everyone's assuming that she's a gold digger. Are we talking about that? I have no opinion on either one of their look. This is not me offering my critique of their physical appearance. I'm just pointing out culturally how their appearances read. She's conventionally attractive. He is not. People can't fathom how someone that looks like her, considered high value because of her appearance, and part of that is because of her ethnic ambiguity, would end up with someone like him unless he had money. People's assumption is that physically there's no possible way someone that looks like her could be attracted to someone like him. And that also that someone who looks like him would be able to pull someone that looks like her if he didn't have money or the prospect of such, power, fame, whatever, because they don't think he's attractive. So if he's really smart, like everyone keeps saying he is, like, oh, they're 21, they're 23, they're very grown, they're very grown, they're very grown. They understand everything because they're 23, they're adults. They know the full range of culture, society, handling the media, all of that because they're 21 and 23. Then, like, he gets that thing. And that's got to really suck to be him. Like you win a Heisman and for the next, 48, 72 hours, everyone's basically talking about how your fiance can't possibly really want you and she's only in it with you for the money, with the subcontext being you're not attractive enough. That sucks. That's mean. I don't mind being mean sometimes, like with Tyrese. People who actually do stupid shit that actually deserve shit, that's a real level of mean. And by grown fucking people, like middle-aged mofos like my age, going on and on and on, harassing and being mean to like people who are young enough to be their kids. Come on. We could do better. We're not going to because we're trifling, but we could. We should. We won't. That sucks. All right. That's the episode. We'll be back. What's today? Tuesday? We'll be back on Friday. I'm probably going on hiatus for the holidays. I actually might fuck around and take off until after inauguration. I have some work projects that I need to work on. One of them is the merch drop. I told y'all merch is coming. Merch is coming. Don't ask me for the dates. You know I give you like 24, 48 hours notice. That's that. Oh, that's enough of that. Not everything. A lot of things. We'll be back Friday. Bye.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. Everybody needs some variety in life. That's what I love about Chumba Casino. They know how to keep things fresh and exciting. All their games are free to play. Like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire. You can claim free daily login bonuses, too. And they release new games every week. So spice things up with ChumbaCasino.com now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.